Hi there, I'm Stacy Track, the creative director of Luette North America, and we are the manufacturers of collage square needles. So one question that we often get is, why are square needles ergonomic, or what makes them different than a regular round needle, which you may be familiar with knitting about. So today I'm just going to briefly talk about what makes square needles different from other needles. So we hear a lot from our customers that if they have had arthritis or carpal tunnel, that the square needles help them out so much. And here's why. So I'll get to the end of this row. The needle is square, which means that it has a flat surface for you to rest your finger on. So with a traditional round needle, you're resting your finger on a rounded surface, and this causes more contact stress as you're knitting. And contact stress just means that there's something, pressing on your nerves more, and that can cause some cramping. If you really want to get into depth with this, you can look at Carson Demmer's book. So his book is called The Ergonomics of Hand Knitting, and he goes into detail. It's really a fabulous book. If you have carpal tunnel or arthritis or wrist pain, he'll talk to you, over the book about the proper way to sit, all sorts of things to make sure that you can alleviate that pain. But notice here, so when I have this square needle, let's look at it from the side, I'm actually resting my thumb on a flat surface. So this reduces the amount of contact stress that you'll have when you're knitting. And notice too, not only my thumb, but also my forefinger is resting on this flat surface. So as I'm knitting, I'm not getting that contact stress that you would experience with a round needle. Every once in a while, someone says, oh, I tried a square needle, it really, really hurt. Typically, that means someone was resting their finger on the pointy part of the square on the corner. So you don't want to do that. You want to hold it, and it doesn't matter which style you use. I know people who are pencil people, people who are knife people like me. However you hold it, you just want to make sure that your fingers are resting on the flat surface. And that reduces the stress on your nerves, and everything that happens in your hands radiates down to your wrists. So if you're having wrist trouble, or if your hands just ache after you've been knitting for a long period of time, or even not a very long period of time, then this is a solution that really could help you out. We also get asked why we only make certain sizes. So we make 2s through 11s. We don't make 13s or like 27s, and we also don't make 000s. And the main reason for that is that the ergonomic benefits only are valid for certain sizes. So this is a size 3. It's pretty tiny, but you can see I can still rest my hand very calmly on a flat surface. And that's still comfortable. If you were on a 000, there starts to be a point where this benefit of the squareness isn't really that much different from a round needle. And the same for the larger sizes, but slightly different. If a needle is very, very large, the amount of stress that's caused by moving this needle around and knitting with it just becomes consumed by the squareness is no longer that relevant. So here we go. A couple side benefits to the needles being square that you may not know about. Because the needles are square, we can etch them. So here they're etched with the size number. This one's actually from a club membership. That's why it has a date on it. But they're usually etched with the size in millimeters and size and the length of the cable. So that means you don't need to have a gauge. There's no square needle gauge because you don't need one. This is etched in and it's not going to come off. So that's really nice. And a lot of people also experience that the squareness helps give them an more even tension. So we often have a sample where people come by and knit with them, let's say at a show, and multiple different people will knit with them, and it looks like the same person has been knitting with them the whole time because the tension is much more even. So that's just a little side benefit. I'll point out one more thing about the particular pair I'm using, but in a different video. I'll get into this more in detail. Just our firm cable. So here, this is a firm cable, this one, and it's actually is meant to swivel. So that's not, it's not breaking, it's not sad, it's meant to swivel. So that means when you're knitting, you don't get that kinked cord that can be super annoying. We make both a soft and a firm cable, and on another day I will chit chat with you about what the difference is and show both of them to you. But that's another really fun bit. So you can head to Louet.com and click on Collage Square to learn more. These are sold at a number of local yarn stores throughout the country. So have a look and pop into your favorite store and ask them if you could give them a try there. If you don't have a local yarn store near you, go to Louet.com and click Retailer Locator, and we also have a listing of online shops that sell the needles online. So I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and we'll be happy to get back to you. Have a great day.